people hire me when they want to make great leaps forward in a very short amount of time. And I work primarily with those people who believe that they can have control over their success and want to use that success to find significance in their lives. One of the keys in the coaching relationship is facilitating and kind of catalyzing that's hyper creative thinking that takes you way outside the box. And even for people who have more difficulty doing that than others, it's like, oh, wait, thinking outside the box has just been ripped away from me.
Exactly.
Right? It's kind of like, remember that book, Who Moved My Cheese? Right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's like, my box has been removed. I mean, the total framework is different. So I find it actually a fascinating time to be coaching people because, and in some way a little bit easier, because now they're suddenly having to think about, it's not a what if, because their normal boundaries of thinking have been removed. And now they're able to go like, okay, so what's your current reality? I don't know. Okay, so how can you create your current reality? Because, you know, thoughts are going to translate into actions, and actions are going to create a reality for you in your life. And so now that you don't have all of your preconceived notions of what current reality is are gone, oh my goodness, what an opportunity. And so, yeah, my clients most of them are taking advantage of that. They're all doing it in their own unique ways because they're all in different circumstances and are different people. But I think it's probably one of the best times to engage in a coaching relationship. I talked to another coach who has a national clientele, and just a couple hours ago, and a lot of corporations, in terms of their leadership and executive coaching, are unfortunately, you know, they're pulling back because they're a lot of them are furloughing people or laying them off or whatever. But then they're also, you know, a lot of corporations seem to be saying during this time, that's a luxury we can do without.
Oh, wow. It's
kind of like when I was back in the marketing advertising world, and you're a marketing professional, you get this, right? People think that when times are tough, that's marketing can be the first thing to go.
Yeah, and that makes no sense.
Right, because this is, to me, this is an extended planting season, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so just like with advertising, you know, I had a good friend back when I was in media sales who used to say to clients they'd say, well, we're getting into our real busy season, so we don't really need to invest in advertising. And he would say, well, okay, so and he'd hold up a calendar. He'd say, here's the calendar. Just tell me which months you don't want to be talking to your customers. Right. And, exactly. You know, you just kind of frame it. So which months do you want to just like remove yourself from the market? And in terms of leadership and whether it's self-leadership, leading a team, leading your business, you know, when do you want to step away and stop leading?
Right.
In the middle of a crisis? I mean, doesn't make sense to me, but unfortunately in some of the bigger corporations, that seems to be how they're handling their budgets. What are you seeing?
I am seeing some small businesses and even a couple of my clients that they're doing that very same thing. It's like, oh, I got to cut my budget. And the first thing has been their marketing. And since a lot of what I do is online, it's like more people than ever right now are online surfing the internet because they're stuck at home and they might be unemployed, but you know, there are still people shopping. And there's people out there looking for information. So right now is a perfect time to be online and getting your information out there, making sure all your online profiles are correct, that your links are good, that your website can be found, all that good stuff. So I have seen a lot of people just like, I think they're just stopping because they just don't know what to do.
Right.
But it is, I am seeing a lot of people reaching out more And I'm seeing the boom in the video conferencing like this
Sure.
in a lot of groups. In fact, I did my Cigar Summit Mastermind. We did a Facebook Live thing. That was kind of fun. Everybody sat in their own backyards.
Yeah, that's right. Well, actually, the next time you do one of those, I might like to be part of it. I'm not a cigar smoker, don't
Well, there you
smoke
go,
anything,
see?
but yeah, I think this would be a perfect time for me to participate because I could be there with you and not getting any secondhand smoke at all.
There you go. And I'll put you on the list. Yeah, we do have people who don't smoke, and they'll come to the ones when we have it outdoors because it's not as bad when you're inside. But yeah.
I have some tips. Would you like to hear my tips?
Of course, let's hear
Okay.
it.
So here's my tip. Is first of all, for getting unfrozen, first of all, limit yourself to no more than 15 minutes total of national and international news per day. And my suggestion is that actually, if you want, if you want to kind of stay unstressed, do a quick check for what the governor of Arizona has said you should and shouldn't be doing today. Phoenix Business Journal is a great place to get that because they don't hype up anything, right? It's just, here's the facts, right? The second part of that media consumption is watch, or if you get it from the internet, go to something like bbc.com or Reuters or someplace like that, something from out of the country if you want to read about the United States, because they don't really care who's going to win the next election as much as we do, so they don't twist any story one way or the other. So anyway, so that's my first tip. The second thing I'd suggest that everybody probably needs to do during this time is to plan for something. But if you plan something 6 weeks out from now, for your business, for your life, for your family, plan on something that's going to require the current circumstance to get better.
There you go.
And
Excellent
plan for it. And then take the actions necessary of everything that's in your control, do it. And that's why I think people are giving up when they go into the binge watch freeze moment, whether it's in their business or their personal life. They're really saying there's all this that's not under my control. Right. What they're doing is they're saying, oh, I'm going to give up control on everything else.
Right. And then the chatter in the head starts, and that's no good.
Yeah. What does your chatter say?
I've had some chatter that's saying, what's the point?
Yeah.
Why should I even do anything right now? Just go out and get a tan. Lay in your backyard and get a tan. What the heck?
Well, you can tell just, it's not, I don't think it's just the difference in lighting between your place and my place. I'm not the kind of person who tans, so.
You don't tan.
I don't tan.
That's okay.
My Irish blood. But yeah, so I mean, those things, if we just kind of limit our exposure to the negative media, we plan for something, and then, and I would say then the other thing the third thing would be to consume something either by listening to something, reading something, or watching something that's truly going to be inspiring and motivating.
Yeah, something uplifting.
And as much as I liked Star Trek Picard, I wouldn't call it inspiring. Although I did quote something on Facebook that I could share with you that Picard says at one point. He says, the odds and hope do not make good bedfellows. And he's doing this, of course, while they're heading to somebody, and they say, well, what do you think the odds are that we're gonna, survive this? He goes, not much, but the odds and hope are not good bedfellows. So that's great advice for us, is to just let's not worry about the statistics and how many new coronavirus cases there are. This, hope and that kind of statistical stuff just don't go together very well.
No, they don't. Awesome. Anything else you'd like to share?
No, except to thank you for, having me do this.